the day 5 update of our MMO coding with AI kind of experiment here. We've made a lot of progress. So what we've defined at this point is we've got our inventory service, thrift service defined here. What we've done is we've also defined this sort of service metadata. And this service metadata is kind of used for us to, you're going to see here in a minute, like what we actually use this for. And all of this stuff is actually done by Claude. So this is the actual implementation of our inventory service. One of the things we implemented was an LRU cache, and then we have the inventory service handler. We've also implemented this describe function, and this describe function will give a lot of information about what this service does and all the different types. And it also gives example JSON, and we're going to see how that's being used here in a minute. So now we've used Bottle to actually create a web app. And what this web app kind of does, it basically allows us to connect to one of these services and call that service's describe method, okay? And get information about what the service does, because we're going to have a couple of different sort of thrift services, and we want to have this sort of general way to do this. So this is actually all working. You know, a lot of the times it didn't really work like out of the box necessarily. I did have to sort of talk to Claude and get him to debug things. So here we're just going to run the app, and then we're actually going to run the server, and then our Fiddler app. So we connect to that, it connects, and then here we'll see that we can select some method. And here we're going to say create. We're going to say the max entries is 150. Max volume is like 5,000. This value doesn't really matter, to be honest. And we're going to say invoke method. And there we go. So we have success. So we've successfully created an inventory of ID3. You can choose load. And we can say that we want inventory of ID3. And you'll see it loads it. But it also says that it loaded it from the cache. Save inventory. And we're going to say that the inventory ID3, and we're going to say that the max entries, here we said the max entries are 150. Let's see if this works. I actually have not tested this one. We're going to say this one is 995. And we're going to say the max volume is 12,000. Invoke method. And then there we go. So now let's go up here to load, and let's ask for inventory 3. And then now we see that our changes have actually taken effect. We now have like a 12,000 volume. So this is basically, you know, just a nice little service explorer that we can use. There you go.